Thank you all so much for coming. We're very excited to talk to you today about just the hit first-person shooter, Walking Dead Survival Instinct. Walking Dead, sorry.
Whoa!
Game of the Year winner, The Walking Dead. The game. Give it up, please, ladies and gentlemen. All-star panel, of course. He needs no introduction. Creator of The Walking Dead, Robert Kirkman. Get loud for him. There it is.
From PlayStation, Tom Mesa. And then the two brains behind all of Telltale Games. They made this game with their bare hands. It's Kevin and Dan. So Robert Kirkman, The Walking Dead. You make this awesome comic book series.
Yes.
A whole bunch of people like it a lot. Things start happening. Why make a video game?
Look, I actually, Telltale contacted me, and was like, hey, we, think this Walking Dead thing's pretty cool, and, we'd like to do a video game. And I did a little bit of research. I was familiar with the company. I played the Strong Bad game. Big fan of Homestar Runner. Yeah. I was definitely hesitant at first, just because moving into the video game space is not something that I'm very familiar with. I spend most of my time playing Mario games, and so modern video games sometimes are a little complicated and scary for me. But I will say, once I found out, you guys are all about the story, and Walking Dead is all about the story, and you guys make games that aren't the kind of games that people will expect. They're special, they're unique, and the more I heard, the more I knew that it was the perfect relationship, and it really has been quite amazing. I mean, the Walking Dead game is something that I'm extremely proud of, but yeah, I mean, it was from very early on I knew that it was the right fit, and we kind of hit the ground running.
Dan and Kevin, did you expect him to say yes?
At the time, we knew it was going to be work to convince Robert and the other folks at Skybound that this was the right thing to do, and we really needed to present some of our new ideas about how we were going to make it a dramatic experience and really hit on the key themes. So we worked pretty hard after the initial. We initially went over and approached, I think it was at the Image Comics booth, where we first met, and started the conversation, and there was initial interest on both sides, and we really followed up aggressively to make sure that this is who we are, this is what we can do, this is how we can get it done, and it just kept going well from there, and I think there was a key moment where we brought the game down to show Robert and the rest of the guys, and it was when you get there are going to be spoilers today.
Yeah, who hasn't beaten the game? What is your problem, man? All I do for a living is tell people to play this game, but you won't listen. All right, well, you picked
a
bad panel to come to. Sorry about that.
But there's a part in the game where you need to get the key to get into the drugstore from your brother, who's a zombie now. Well, you have to kill him again, and in showing that the amount of emotion that went into that scene and doing that was, I remember very distinctly Robert looking and going, "This is me happy," and
no way, really.
And that was a big moment for us. And from there, I think we all kind of got what it was about. It was making people feel what was happening.
Did you at any point think, "Oh man, we bit off way more than we can chew here"? We're gonna make this game and make people care about these fictional characters.
Yeah. When we before the game came out, we were pretty nervous. There were two really kind of critical points. The first was approaching Robert and said, we wanted to make a game about The Walking Dead that wasn't about carrying a shotgun around, and it wasn't your stereotypical zombie game. And we were really, really happy when Robert felt the same way. He's like, yeah, that's not what the comic's about. It's about surviving and dealing with the emotions and the trauma of the situation. It's not about collecting bullets and shooting stuff. So then we decided to go all in with kind of this emotional kind of experience, I guess. It's because you don't do the things you typically do in video games. And when we got to the end of the first episode, and it was a couple of weeks before it was going to get released, we loved it. but we were just scared out of our minds. We were like, is anybody going to understand what we're trying to do? We really like it. Robert likes it. Everybody we've shown it to really likes it, but it just was so different and such a different way of kind of interacting with a game that we had no idea the success it was going to have. So we are very, very happy that you all like it as much as you do.
All right? Now the big question, of course, is: are you prepared to like it again? One of this whole genesis of the panel, right, is to talk about The Walking Dead, but also talk about now bringing it to the PlayStation Vita. Well, you talk about interacting and obviously moving around the world and clicking on objects and stuff. At what point were you guys like, hey, this would work on the best handheld of all time, PlayStation Vita, trophies on the go?
Oh, that just seemed like, I personally, I always loved my PSP, and I got a Vita pretty much on day one. And I just love it because it's really intimate and personal. Like, you can put your headphones on, and it's kind of like, like reading a book, or, it's different, much more personal, kind of meaningful experience than playing it in front of your big screen in your living room.
So Don's from PlayStation. I want to make sure we made that clear. How were you just like flipping your desk when The Walking Dead was just dominating, getting all these great scores in Game of the Years, and you're like, it's coming to Vita. Wait, stop playing it. Play it on Vita.
No, I mean, Telltale, they're a pioneer and innovator of like episodic games, and Walking Dead is just such this like rich, immersive, engaging experience. And for me, I think it was more about trying to figure out how I could get that across to our consumers, and trying to understand how passionate this experience can be when you play it on Vita. And I was just really happy that we could build this together and really find a way to kind of put that relationship together. And that's why we know that it's the best that Vita has to offer, and so we're really excited to have this in our bundle.
All right, so now we're going to get back to the game because that's what people care about, but you get your 5-second sales pitch. When does it come to Vita, and there's a bundle and people can buy it? Go.
All right, well, so real quick, the Vita bundle will have the 3G version of PlayStation Vita. It has the awesome Walking Dead, the complete first season, includes 400 days. We have episode 3 in here right now, so it is working, and 4 gig memory card, and it is coming out August 20th, so very excited to have it come out.
Robert, when did you know The Walking Dead, the game from Telltale, was going to be a big deal?
I guess when the reviews started coming in and everybody was going crazy, it was fairly quickly too. Things started kind of coming out like around the same time as the launch. It was within a few days that I think we started hearing from Telltale very quickly, like, oh, this is something massive, this is something special, things are going nuts. So yeah, it's pretty quick process.
What's next? When is season 2? When are we gonna play as Clint? I have so many questions.
Yeah, it's not called Clem's Revenge. We're hard at work, and it's certainly something that we're looking at this fall. So episode 1 is starting to really take shape. So we're working on it. We don't have
That's all you're gonna give us.
Don't have an exact date right now, but it's happening.
Who do we play as? How many people are there? Are we the same character the whole time? What's going on with that? God damn it. Robert.
I'm not saying anything.
Let's go. All right, first off, ladies and gentlemen, if you'd like to start lining up to ask questions, I'll stop talking soon. Robert, you seem to get along well with these Telltale guys.
It's all an act.
I know, and we've had private conversations where I talk to you a lot about your other books. Can you keep this going with maybe an Invincible game of some kind? Like, I'd really like to do that. Would you like to do an Invincible game? Can we do an Invincible game?
I don't know if there's any demand. I don't know. I would be interested in working with these guys more.
And we would be interested in working with Robert more.
What projects?
So we'd like to announce today, right here at this panel. I'm kidding.
God damn all of you. All right. Hi. What's your name?
Hi. My name is Jill. This is for Dan and Kevin. How and when did you guys decide to put a fuse on making decisions, like the timer? Because I made some effed up decisions because I just panicked. I'm like, I don't know. So who decided to do that?
I think the first one was in Jurassic Park. And we saw it starting to work, and we said, wow, this could be really cool. And it just dropped into Walking Dead and just felt so right. And then we had a tool to play with to just really amp up every situation. But yeah, it was definitely something that happened. I forget exactly where, but once we saw it, we knew that we had something really special.
All right, cool.
One
Thanks,
of
guys.
the things I love about the Walking Dead game is working in games for a long time, there's always been criticism of there's too much violence in games, and games desensitize people. And The Walking Dead is just an example of a video game that absolutely requires you to be sensitive to violence. If you were truly desensitized, this game would not work for anybody. That's one of the things I'm personally really proud of the game.
Will Season 2 come out on the Vita same day as PS3? And do you guys have any PlayStation 4 plans, which comes out when, Don?
All day. I'm happy to say that, again, because of this great relationship, we were able to have Season 2 on PlayStation Vita. We haven't really had any plans to announce anything about PlayStation 4 yet. So please hold on.
Thank you.
I was wondering if we will get to see Clementine grow up over a longer period of time than we see her in the first game. And the second part was, I was wondering if we'll ever actually get to play as her.
I'm wondering that too.
Well, keep wondering.
Thank you.
It broke our heart again.
I just gotta know, why did you kill Lee? I mean, come on, he's Lee.
That's a good question.
Ladies and gentlemen, the voice of Lee Everett, DaveFenoy.com. Ladies and gentlemen, that is the Walking Dead panel for Comic-Con 2013. Season 2 coming out sometime. It's coming to Vita right away. Season 1's out there. Please give a big round of applause to everybody who made what you love. Beyond.
PlayStation